Welcome back to Alive and Well Community's Daily Dose, your daily dose of support. Now, during this time of social distancing, we're finding unique and creative ways to celebrate special occasions, whether it be birthdays, Mother's Day, graduation, or any other type of special occasion. Now, one special occasion that's taking place right now is Ramadan, and individuals are finding unique ways to observe and celebrate this special time of year. And to help us learn more about Ramadan, we've got a special guest with us. We've got Nana with us. Hi there.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Thank you so much for joining us.
Mm,
We're
yeah,
really excited to learn about Ramadan today.
yeah.
And before we get going, I just want to share a little bit about Nana. She is the founder and CEO of a local autism clinic here with they're doing really revolutionary and cutting edge things here in the region and getting ready to open up a few more locations. So we're really excited about that. But I have to say, I'm also excited to learn more about Ramadan and understanding this time of year better and how we can learn more and how we can support those who may be observing this special time of year.
Yeah, I'm excited.
So, Nana, can we just start off with as we think about Ramadan, for those of us who may not know so much, can you give us kind of a introduction to what is Ramadan?
Sure. Um, excuse me. So Ramadan is it's sort of like the Christmas for Muslims. You know, the 12 days of Christmas. You're really excited
Mhm.
every single day. It's the 30 days of Ramadan. We get really, really dressed up. We have amazing food. It's all about community. It's about
Mm,
charity. Of course, it's about fasting, but it's really not just about obtaining from food. That's not what fast means to us. It's about obtaining from bad behavior. It's from you're not supposed to gossip, you're not supposed to lie, you're not supposed to steal, you're not supposed to backbite, you're supposed to really watch your tongue. That's the idea of fasting. You know, if I don't eat all day, but then I'm sitting here gossiping, you really did break your fast. You're just starving yourself at this point. The reason we do obtain from food, and yes, water too, that's the question we always get is you can't eat even water. And we laugh because it's something that like we get asked all the time, but we're so used to it. But when I put myself in their shoes, I really understand not even water. And that's really what we miss the most. But you have to realize not everybody has the ability to get clean water or food at any time. So we want
mhm.
to feel that. We want to feel when we're walking down the street eating our McDonald's and we're kind of halfway done, we throw it away, and then across the street there's somebody who could never get a burger and just throw it away. And the way they're watching us and that hunger they feel and then that pain they feel that that person can just throw it away. We want to feel that. We really want to understand that. And obviously, all around the world, there's countries they don't have clean water, and we want to feel the thirst, and then you want to be able, you feel powerful that of course, I can go and get a glass of water. No one would know. But I was able to contain that. I was able to understand that it's not about the sip of water. It's about how powerful I am that I can actually be able to hold back. Again, from lying, from stealing, from gossiping, from being mean to somebody. You have to smile at people when you see them. You have to be kind to people. And that should translate to the rest of the year. Obviously, you can eat after, but that power you gain, it should translate through the rest of the year. And then it's a refresh. That's what kind of Ramadan means to us.
Wonderful. Now I know you have a few slides to take us through, and so I'm excited to continue this process of learning and
Yeah,
especially understanding how I can continue to support my fellow community members who may be observing Ramadan during this time.
of course. So to me, this is it's all about the moon because you'll see, I decorated my house too with a little moon. So we all celebrate Ramadan very similarly, but we are looking for the moon, like the first sign of the crescent of the moon. So some days, some people do it. Some people started Friday, some people started Saturday. So it really depends. Some people just look at, you can kind of find out now when the moon is going to be without even actually looking up because there's technology for that. So some people follow that. Some people have the traditional, I'm going to go outside and look for it myself. So in this COVID time, that is what me and my little kid, I have a 2-year-old, we went outside and we looked for the moon. Obviously, at 6 p.m. during his bedtime, there's no moon, but it's the excitement of it. And if you ask our parents' generation, that is what they did. They would get binoculars and look all night to see when we should start. So that's why you'll see the moon a lot. So it's the crescent of the moon. We're really excited about the moon. And it's also, when we can break fast is when the sun is completely gone. And then when we eat in the morning around 4:45, we know the exact minute we can stop eating. And that's when the sun is starting to come up as well. So it's all about the moon. And then so this kind of tells you a little bit of what I said. It's about obtaining from bad behaviors, and it's about really upping your charity game. In Islam, charity is huge, and we forget that. And this is the time to really give back, especially in COVID. We're not doing much. So there's so many opportunities to give back, not just giving money. If you have a lot of money and you give some, I mean, that's great. But my husband and I and my child, we've been making sandwiches for New Life Homeless Shelter, and I make my child make the sandwich, and it takes 3-4 hours. We've been going around and just picking up trash. We've been going around and we've been gardening. That's a form of charity. We got a bird house and we're feeding birds. That's a form of charity. Anything to give back to the community, to the
Mhm.
world, you can really focus on that. We also give back to our home countries, wherever we're from. We try to get pictures of that. So we really have to get back to giving back. We're cleaning our houses out, giving away anything we don't need. If you don't need it, someone else will. There's loads of charities out there, with everybody going to the grocery store and buying everything. People don't have cars to be able to go do that. People don't have the money to be able to store, and people don't have the money to get basic things because people are storing. So go back and find places that you can donate to. There's loads of places. You just have to do some research, and you have the time now to do research. Um, and then, normally I will tell you that Ramadan is about community. So the next slide shows that it's really all about community. I It's important to remember that, when you're fasting and you're alone, it is easy to think, let me just take a sip of water, or have negative thoughts, or maybe practice those bad behaviors. But when you're around your friends who are also fasting, you're not going to be the one friend that's going to say, let's drink some water, or let's do something that we're not supposed to, because you want to be a good example for your friends, and your friends are a good example for you. You take naps together. When we were younger, we would play games. We would try to spend time together to get through the day together. And then you hear the prayer call and you pray together. So you do things together. A big thing that is going to be, hard for us this year is not having that community, because every single day, there's 30 days, we have 30 parties. Every single day, somebody from the community has a party. My family and I already had a party set for May 1st. We bought all the decorations, we had the food, and then obviously we had to cancel it. But every single day we have a party. So you don't have to worry about what am I going to eat, because there's going to be some amazing food every single day. And that's going to be really hard for us this time, because now we're going to end up eating mac and cheese and ramen and all the things that we regularly eat. And it's kind of sad, because I do miss, different households, and sometimes people cook and you miss certain specific dishes. And it is sad. So it is important to um, bring that sort of, in this environment, but that is something that's normally really exciting to look forward to. So I talk a little bit about, Eid, which is the biggest reason sort of a lot of us do this, which is the next slide. And it talks about at the end of the month, it's Eid, which actually I Googled it. It means feast, which I didn't know. So we feast all day, and it's hard because our stomachs have shrunk at this point, but we don't care. We take eat day naps. It's just like a thing that we all do, and we all Instagram about it. But it starts off at a very early 7-8 a.m. prayer, and we all get together. I think last year at the St. Charles Community Center, there was I think, I can't remember, don't quote me, but maybe 2,000 people there. There's people just, it's just packed, and you get to see people you haven't seen maybe since last Eid, and it's just so beautiful. You get dressed up, you wear your nicest clothes. It's in our sunnah books that you should shower, be clean, look beautiful. You greet people, you hug everybody, you touch everybody, and you just really, really feel that community. And then you go to parties every single hour. There's parties and they're open houses. It's not like invite. You just go to your friends' houses and you just walk in and you walk out. You don't know what time you're going to what party. You run into the people you haven't seen in so long, and it's so loving. And there's so many people that there is valet parking going on. It's just insane. And you just eat, nap, and then eat. And it's just really, it's a celebration of how we got through this month. And it's a celebration because we feel blessed when we reach this month. You don't know if you're going to be here for the next Ramadan. This could be your last Ramadan. And every time Ramadan ends, you just feel like so blessed that that was an opportunity given to me, that I was able to better myself. And so you really just celebrate. You give gifts to each other. We get money. I'm a mom myself, but I go to my parents and I'm like ready for money. It's called karchi in my culture. And you get money, you get gifts, you get toys when you're little. And it's just the most exciting day. You don't have to go to school. You don't go to work if you can. And you just have a great day. So this year it's going to definitely be hard. But we can, I feel like, get through it. Technology has brought us so far that I think we'll be okay. And then here next, I talk a little bit about that. And of course, when you're seeing all these people, there is a little bit of you kind of get caught up with the parties. You get caught up with what kind of food, and the simplicity of Ramadan might disappear. So that is something that is we can focus back on. That we can get back to, maybe it's not all about impressing people, which is not, what most of us do, but it might, come across our head. And so some things as you see next, decorate your house. And usually I decorate my house, but I went all out this year. There's lights outside, and I obviously decorated my fireplace. And as you can see in the next few slides, I give a lot of ideas on how to decorate your house. And this is just, me Googling a little bit. There's so many ideas out there. There's so many wonderful people that are making things. But basically, what I like to do is make things with your kids. I mean, you need to sort of waste time, right? And make every minute fun. So do things with your kids, and then we're decorating, we're doing crafts. And the next few slides sort of show you different sort of crafts that you can do. And this is something that we're doing. And the next slide is every single morning. It's sort of steal on 12 Days of Christmas, where every single day you get a different toy. And I put like the silliest things in there. I put a rock in there one of the days, and I wrote "Hi" from the rock, like. And it's just something to make my kid laugh. There's a letter in one of them. There's a poem in the other one, but it's just something exciting to look forward to. There's so many things you can do. These are rough times, so we want to be able to be excited about little things.
Now, Nana, really quickly, I've seen Ramadan Kareem now several times. Can you explain that to us?
Yeah, so it really I mean, Ramadan's Muslims are all over the world, and so I'm from Pakistan myself. I was born there, so we say Ramadan Mubarak. Mubarak means congratulations. Kareem is just it's more Ramadan Kareem is more from the Arab countries. So you'll see a lot of people saying Ramadan Kareem. So it just depends where you're from. A lot of people just say Happy Ramadan as well. So they kind of mean all the same thing, but from different countries or
Oh,
different nations. Yeah,
thank you.
yeah. And then just moving forward, I got every book possible made for my kids. I really did. And sometimes, I look at I get them on Etsy, and they're helping out other families. And some of them are just made at home, which I found really cool. And it gave me an idea. So my kid and I are making our own book this year. And again, he's 2. So basically, I'm doing most of this. Really understand, but it's important, and I try to post about it, and I can see that sometimes it influences other families, and I'm stealing ideas constantly from my friends and just strangers. And just we're making a book ourselves. So I bought every book out there about God, about um, moons, about religion, about Ramadan, and we read about them all the time. Books are something that are really important because again, they take time to read, and it's important to support those people who are creating them. We're doing different crafts every day, as you can see. um, I believe in this method called Reggio Emilia. I use it for my clinic, and it's very child led. It's very nature friendly. So we use a lot of loose parts. So whatever we find at home, like paper plates or rocks or a lot of trash, we try to use it before we throw it away. Clothespins, strings. We had strings from an old sweater. We go outside, we find leaves, we find pine cones. So those kind of things, just painting them and looking up ideas or sort of coming up with ideas. And so we use a lot of loose parts, cardboard boxes, bubble wrap to create things at home. I know it's not easy to go to the store and buy, glue and paper and all these wonderful things that normally we may use. So that's something that we've been doing. And then there's just some more pictures of crafts that we've been doing. Something that we do every night. We are working on. We made a tree out of cardboard paper, and we ask each other what we're thankful for, and then we write that down, and then we put it on the tree as a leaf. And then we read all of them. Right now, my kid says robot. He's thankful for a dinosaur. He's thankful for mama go away. So that's what he's thankful for. But it's something it's important to do. We look back and we laugh upon it. And then and the next thing the slide says, it's hard to get ourselves to do this. I'm doing it right now. I got ready. I put makeup on. I put my traditional clothes on. It's not easy to get ready for nobody. But you have to remember, we get ready for ourselves, and also there's social media now. Share your friends, share your family, and it's for your kids and it's for yourself. If you're in sweatpants all day, that's fine. I did that normally, don't get me wrong, but during Ramadan, I want to get dressed up because, like I said, we used to have 30 parties. And so we have all these clothes, we have all this excitement that of getting ready that's sort of just gone now. So get ready for yourself, get your kids ready. It's just something I really recommend. I feel like it's really changed my mood. So yeah. And then, just basic things as I've picked different friends and families to Zoom every day or FaceTime every day. I am seeing my in laws because they're not going anywhere and we're not going anywhere, and it's along with my parents. So we go to each other's houses. Obviously, go places where you feel safe. I wouldn't recommend seeing, extended family or friends, but if you know they're not going anywhere and you know you're not going anywhere, I feel like if you feel like that's okay, that's all right. But obviously try to limit it. And so those are our parties, seeing my own mom. And then Zoom and FaceTime. And this is going to sound kind of interesting, but this is sort of the best time to go through this because we have technology. Imagine going through this a while ago when we had our little Nokia phones. I don't think we would do that great. So now, when you and I can be talking, I meet people and it's awesome. There's so many people following me. I love following new people. Um, and then eat out, just because we can't go to parties. And if you can, eat out, get McDonald's, go for a long drive before you pick something. We usually end up just getting in the car and then driving around and seeing places. You are allowed to drive around, so drive around. It's fun. And then eat at different places too, like eat outside. We ate in the yard the other day and then it rained. But that was fun and it was an adventure. Eat in the basement, eat upstairs, eat in the kids' room, change up the location. It seems silly, but it really it excites the kids. It's different when you have kids at home and they're like, we can eat in bed. Do that? Yes, yes, we can, because we're not going to any parties. So, um, and then something we've started in my home is gardening. And so we're growing cilantro and mint and little things, and we're trying to use it in the foods that we're making. Sometimes it doesn't go that successfully, but the idea is the experience of it and doing something fun. And then make everybody clean up. We usually have music blasting when we're cleaning up, so it's a dance party. So try to get kids involved. And then, I mean, that's kind of the conclusion of my little PowerPoint, that focus on something different every day. So every single day, like on a next Monday, we're all going to dress up as our favorite characters. So my kid's going to be a robot and just different things. So it doesn't just have to be your traditional clothes. Just try to change it up every single day. It's not going to be the same, but something that I am learning is it's an opportunity to focus on yourself. It's an opportunity to focus on your family. It's an opportunity to focus on charity. And it is giving you different opportunities that maybe sometimes we forget because we just want to get to the party or hang out with our friends. So that's kind of my little PowerPoint.
So I no, I thank you so much, and I really loved learning about how, Ramadan is really a time of reflection and charity,
Mhm.
as well as community.
Yeah.
And so that's that sounds like something each of us can take the an opportunity to remember each of those three things about reflecting about our own lives, reconnecting with community, and as you mentioned, how charity is important during this time of COVID-19, but also charity is always something that's very crucial for us to be thinking about and how to engage in.
Yep.
Now, you mentioned that many people are fasting and they fast from sunup to sundown. And you shared that that can even mean that people aren't consuming water during this time.
Yes.
So if we have friends or colleagues who are engaging in this season of Ramadan, how is it that we can be supportive to them as they're going through this special celebration?
So myself, I'm fasting and I work from home. So something that we try to keep to our five prayers. So maybe giving us some time to step away from Zoom meetings, step away from work calls to be able to really focus on our prayer. And I know 5 times a day seems like a lot, but it's designed pretty nicely. It's in the morning and then during midday, and then the way it's designed just give us some time to really be able to enjoy that prayer in Ramadan. We're fasting for God, and we want to be able to sort of check in with Him. Sometimes, usually, during work, it's like, I'll be right back. Let me quickly pray. We want to be able to actually enjoy our prayer and devote, a good 10 minutes to it. Something else is if we're talking a little slow, it's because our mouths are dry. So just give us a minute, and really just asking questions, I feel like has really excited me. A lot of my coworkers ask me about it instead of assuming things. They ask me really detailed questions like, why are you doing this? And just take a sip of water, it's okay. And just having that open end conversation really it excites me to explain that it's really not about the food and the water, it's about the whole picture, like we talked about. And I really like that. And I feel like I would encourage asking questions. We really are doing this and we want to really talk about it. We're really excited about it. But like I said, there's not that community. So we would love to talk to people who we are talking to anyways about work. Yeah.
No, I think that's great advice to recognize that as we're supporting our friends and colleagues and fellow community members who are observing this time, recognizing that, I know because I'm talking on Zoom meetings all day and I seem to be doing more talking now than ever before, that
Mhm.
like I know I'm hydrating much more because of that. But
Yeah.
having that recognition and being able to
Mhm.
show that grace as some people are in a meaningful, special time of celebration and recognizing that.
Yeah.
And so, you encouraged us to ask a lot of questions of our colleagues. Would it be appropriate to ask questions of how is it that you're celebrating kind of the break fast today, or what are you doing during this time?
Yeah, so I want to do something different every single day. So today is my third fast. So the first day we went to my in-laws' house and we all prayed together. We did a craft together. We also stood around the table and we said what we were thankful for, which is not something we normally do. And then yesterday we went to my mom's house. We played a game of Uno. We talked. We watched a little bit of I think it's on Hulu, the Bible. And we were talking about how the stories of the Bibles are so similar to the stories in the Quran. I mean, Jesus is mentioned in the Quran, and Moses is mentioned in the Quran more than any other book. So I think um, that it's really important to talk about these things with your family and talk about it in front of children. And then we ate a lot of good food. You know, both my mother-in-law and my mom cook amazing food. That's why I don't want to do it at home because I don't cook very well. um, so just eating different foods, and my mother-in-law. So it's called iftari, is what you break the fast with, and those are dates and samosas and chickpeas and tomatoes and pani puri, which is heaven. It's just like this little dough ball, and then you break it and you put some water in it that's sort of sweet but sort of spicy, and then you put in your mouth real quick. So you break your fast with iftari, and then you pray together, and then you have dinner. And usually by iftari, you can't. You have no room in your stomach. So people think that we just devour, but your stomach shrinks, and so you don't have the ability to eat all that food, and then you feel bad because your parents made all that food, but then you eat it, throughout the night. But that's sort of what we did. And then today, we're gonna go get some pasta because we want to change it up, and we're gonna eat in the car.
Wonderful.
Mhm.
So I know you mentioned during this time of COVID that people are finding unique and different ways to celebrate since community is something that's very big, but we can't engage in community like we typically do.
Mhm.
Um, is there a way that for those of us who may be supporting someone who may be observing Ramadan, how we can be a source of community during this time where people may not be able to engage with community as they traditionally do?
Yeah, I actually found a box of cookies from my neighbor. I don't know which neighbor, but I had a conversation with a couple of them while we were on a walk, through the street there on the other side, and they were asking me, "Are you fasting?" And like I said, I love questions, so I'm the type, if you ask me one question, I have the face that like, "All right, keep asking me more." And so then I kind of go into it. And so I don't know exactly which neighbor, but I think I do. They put a box of cookies outside, and they made it was really sweet. They did it a little bit later in the day when I explained we can eat. So
Mhm.
I mean, we love food, so give us you can drop food at our door, and we'll have it when we're allowed to. Something else that my friends and I did is we got together in a parking lot, and we were in our cars, and we put donuts in the middle, and they went and they got some. We all ate donuts. So there are little things that we're doing, and it's kind of exciting. I mean, it's a good feeling to know this is not a permanent situation. So make
Mhm.
the best of it. I think, of course, we don't know when the end is, but we know that things will be okay one day. And so we're trying to find fun ways. I mean, TikTok is really fun, and we do little TikTok videos. And we were just talking about getting ready for TikTok and little different things that we can do for each other. But basically, food. Food is what would be. You can grab up food to my house anytime. I'll take it. I'll save it. And really, something that's really cool is foods that normally you wouldn't like or care for. You're just like, yep, I'll take it. Broccoli. I cannot wait to have broccoli today at 7 p.m. I cannot wait. You know, so just different food and ideas. Some of my friends have been sending me recipes. So just food. Food is great.
Wonderful. It's good to know that we can make sure that this time of observation is special for everyone who's celebrating. And I think it's important to recognize that during this time of social distancing, we make a big deal out of those special occasions, whether it be Ramadan or Mother's Day or birthdays or graduation. So I love learning about this, and thank you so very, very much for taking time out of your busy schedule to chat with us. We so greatly appreciate it.
Yeah.
Before we say goodbye, I wanna ask, is there just anything else that we should know about, whether it's about Ramadan or how we can support those who are celebrating this special season?
I think something that is really exciting to remember is, it's a spiritual cleanse. So
Mhm.
I would really recommend you or anybody that's interested to look into trying it yourself. You don't have to obtain from food or water, but try picking one thing, sort of like Lent, and saying, I'm going to try to stay away from this. And then that being your favorite food or a bad behavior, something. And then realize that when you do it, you don't feel like you're giving something up, you feel powerful. Because if you are really interested in something, or you love something, or you need something, it overtakes you sometimes. And to have the power to say, no, I'm going to have this cup of coffee, or I'm going to have, Starbucks or whatever when I am ready, or when I want to, it really makes you feel powerful. I know I don't have to fast. I don't have to not gossip or lie, but it was my choice. And when you make a choice and you fulfill that choice and you actually follow through, you really feel powerful. Every single day I sit there and I'm like, wow, I'm pretty powerful right now that I was able to do that with the kid running around feeding my kid. I'm feeding my kid mac and cheese when all I want to do is eat it. But I feel powerful, and I would recommend anyone wanting to try it. Try to fast for a couple of hours. Try to see how powerful you really feel. Try to stay away from something. I don't know. I feel like it's a really cool feeling, and I would really recommend it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So we do have a question from one of our viewers, and that's, are your prayers personal or can you engage with others during this time of prayer?
So normally when we pray, we go to the mosque, we pray together, we all face the same direction, and we do our traditional prayers. But to me personally, and the way I was raised, is prayer is something that is a one-way call to God, and then He communicates back to you in His own ways. But you can talk about what you're praying, you can discuss it. Usually my family and I will talk about what we're praying for, what we're scared of. You can definitely engage with others. And I love to engage with my husband. When we're going to bed, we talk about, what did you pray for, and what I prayed for. And you pray together. It's really a community thing, but you don't talk about it as much, what you prayed for. But I do, and I would recommend doing that. And I feel like sometimes it's really nice when I hear my husband say, I prayed for you. And you're just like, oh, that's nice. I guess I'll pray for you the next time. I think it's important to engage and talk about what you're talking to God about, but you know, do it in a way where it's an open end conversation.
Wonderful. Well, we so greatly appreciate you sharing with us. For our viewers who are tuning in live or maybe tuning in after the fact, your daily challenge is going to be to learn more about Ramadan, or if you would like, find someone in our community to support during this time, recognizing that we need to find a way to make all celebrations incredibly special during this time of social distancing, recognizing we don't understand the struggles or challenges someone may be going through, but we can find ways to connect and in the spirit of Ramadan, continue to build that community, because together we can all be alive and well when we support one another. So, a special thanks to Nana, a special thanks to our viewers tuning in. And we're so excited to catch you back here tomorrow for another episode of the Daily Dose. Take care.
Mhm.
Thank you again.
Thank you.